What's up, everybody? I know this is going to be kind of close quarters in here, but just wanted to do a little video update of my SR250. 81 Yamaha SR250. I got it from Mike Sowers 9 years ago this month. Had a ton of issues with the tank leaking. It was shot. This is another tank that a buddy of mine picked up for me. And at the time I didn't have my license, so I would get it running and just run it up and down the street a good bit. So basically sort of learned on it, but it's I just got the tag on it Friday, so I've still got some issues to work out with the carburetor. It's a cheap Amazon junk carburetor that I'm having issues with, so I gotta keep working on that a little bit. But I wanted to go over kind of some things I've done with the bike. I just did turn signals. I was going to swap the bars, but ended up I like these better. I'll show you what I did here. I had these couple of switches. They were, one of them was mounted here, the other one was actually just laying there. One was for the halo and one was for the low beam headlight so that I could turn it off. I just wired it back up stock. The turn signals, I had the switch was mounted there. The turn signals I had mounted back here, and they were just little cheap plastic ones similar to these. I'm hoping, I like the way this looks better than just a bolt head sticking out of that. I think it makes it a little cleaner, and hopefully we'll keep it away from the tank. But these things are cheap enough. If I break them, I don't really care. I have the same ones on my Buell, and I've busted a couple of them to get in and out of the garage. It's kind of tight quarters in there. But I had the original fuel tank cap. The key, it was locked up. I had it open, sprayed WD-40 in it, put gas in the tank, and then closed it. Next time I wasn't able to get it open. I tried prying on it. I had a rag stuffed under it, was like real gently prying on it, and chipped the paint. That's kind of why I had the sticker there. But I took a 1/2-inch drill bit, drilled the lock cylinder out. Some of it's still in the bottom of the tank, which may be the issue with my carburetor, but we'll see. It's got these Clubman bars on it. It had the stock bars when I got it. They were up a little higher, and which I didn't really mind that so much, but the way they were angled, I couldn't get them comfortable. Like, to me, it just had my wrist as a goofy angle. These are still some of an angle, but it's not nearly as bad as what was there. The speedometer always looked goofy because it was mounted up here on top of the tree. I dropped it down here so that it doesn't stick up as far. I think it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. It's still kind of out in the middle of everything, but it doesn't look as weird as it did. Especially when you look at it from back here, it doesn't look like it's out in the middle of nothing, if that makes any sense. My fuel system is a disaster right now. I have a new petcock coming. This one's not really working. That's why I have this other shutoff valve in here. Fuel filter to catch most of the crud, but I didn't have it on there at first, so that might be that something in the tank got to the carburetor. The fender is off of an XJ650, I believe. this bracket is just a piece of aluminum. I gotta do something else because that's a little ridiculous. And then trailer tail light. It's a Grody. It's a Grody trailer tail light. Grody tag bracket, and I used what was left over off the ends and mounted my turn signals. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks, honestly. I need to do something better for the bracket, or at the very least support that one a little better. The seat is absolutely awful. To me, it's like the one thing that kills the rest of the bike. But it's honestly kind of comfortable, so it's just going to live there for now until I can find something better. I had new brake handle, clutch handle, but they didn't have the threads for the mirrors, and they didn't have switches in them, which I'm missing a switch there. So I'll do some browsing on Amazon or something, and see what I can find there. I've got an HID headlight in it, which is pretty bright. We'll give it a second to warm up. Thankfully, the rear brake light switch is new, so I do have brake light at the very least. I just gotta remember to hit the rear brake too. I'm sure on the video you can't really tell, but it's pretty bright. I had it out last night just before sunset, and it did pretty good. The exhaust is just pieced together. The original muffler was all rotted out, so I cut it off. It looked like a megaphone, but it also had like this silencer that was under the frame about there, and it was all rotted out. This is a Vance and Hines off of, I think it was a Ninja. It was like a 600 Ninja that I had. Had it for a month, parted out, and just threw away what was left. But it's all cobbed together with like a repair thing using as a band clamp and an adapter and then another band clamp. It's pretty bad, but it works. I love the way it sounds. I just need to come up with something better for that 1.5-inch clamp up there. That it's just like a repair type thing. If I can get a regular 1.5-inch band clamp, I might hit Amazon up for that too. But it sounds pretty good. Well, I'm thinking of it. I'll see if I can get it to run while we're sitting here. Hop on here. This is tricky because I think the float is stuck, or there's something stuck in the needle and seat. So I'm kind of going to be quick with it so that it doesn't puke fuel everywhere. With it running, it's good enough. It's not wanting to run, and it's still puking fuel, so we'll shut that off. You kind of get an idea of the way it sounds. It's just a single cylinder 250. It sounds like a dirt bike basically, but I'm really happy with it other than the issues with the carburetor, and that's my next step. I got a bunch of the little modifications sorted just recently, so my next step is I gotta pull the carburetor, clean it out, and see if I can figure out what its issue is. But that's where we're at with it. I really don't have much invested in it. I paid $300 for it 9 years ago, Um, I might have another 3 or 4 in it, and parts here and there, but well, parts and tag and title and all that good stuff. But that's where we're at. I'm super happy with it. Just got to figure the carburetor out, and we'll be good to go. Thank you guys for watching.